All right, so today we have a clip here of my Republican governor, Glenn Youngkin, on CNN doing some of the sloppiest, shittiest, worst I have ever seen Republican shilling and propaganda for Donald John Trump himself. Here it
So
is.
even if that candidate is Donald Trump, when he was indicted recently in the documents investigation, you posted a tweet saying that the charges were unprecedented. You called it a sad day for the country, and you referred to a two-tiered justice system. But now that you've seen the indictment,
It's like these Republicans. See, if it was Joe Biden that was somehow, for some reason, in some hypothetical universe, in Trump's position, the rhetoric from the GOP would be, what a great day for our country. What a happy, happy day. But when it's Trump, it's a sad day for our country. No, Glenn, no. It's not a sad day for our country, at least in my opinion, and I do happen to be part of the country, believe it or not. I think it's a good day. I think it's a good day for our country when a elected official gets held accountable for their wrongdoing, be that Republican or Democrat. And this is something that I've said before many times on the channel. I'm very critical of Republicans, rightfully so. But if there was a Democrat that did the same things that Trump did, if I would be criticizing them the same as I criticize these people like Trump, okay? That being said, there's not really a lot of Democrats that have put themselves in that position.
we've heard Trump in his own words in that audio tape. Do you still not think that he should be held accountable for what is being alleged in that indictment?
Look, all I'm going to say about that tape, because I think the tape speaks for itself, I really do, is if Ben Shapiro himself is saying that the tape is really bad, it's probably really bad because despite him being one of the most disingenuous, shitty Republican grifters that I have ever seen, well, not a shitty grifter, but like a shitty person, because, I mean, he's obviously very successful at the Republican grift, but, when someone who's went to law school, I mean, he went to law school, he says he's a lawyer, but, when someone like Ben Shapiro is sitting there saying, yeah, this is really bad for Trump, it's probably really bad.
Well, let me back up and just be clear that what we've seen happen to the former president is inconsistent with what we've seen happen in other circumstances with elected officials.
Like which ones? This is what Caitlin Collins is asking Youngkin. She's going to say, like, which ones? And Youngkin, despite me saying at the beginning of this clip how sloppy and shitty I do think this is, and I do think it is, he sidesteps saying Hillary and bringing up Hillary's emails. And I know that there are some Republicans that still run around and say that shit. And there's always going to be people that run around and say that shit. But this is a personal take of mine. I could be wrong. It's an opinion of mine. I think that people are just kind of way, way over hearing about Hillary's fucking emails, even Republicans at this point. So, and when he says that, well, this is different from what we've seen other elected officials, he definitely means Hillary, but he doesn't actually say Hillary out loud. I think it's a smart move from Youngkin.
Which one?
And I think this is what folks are concerned about. There's
like he's a very well-spoken person. This guy used to be the CEO of a private equity firm, under the radar, but a quite large one. He's definitely very well trained when it comes to speaking to the media, going out here and talking. That doesn't take away from the fact that I do think that this is still shitty propaganda.
plenty of allegations against the current Biden White House and things that have gone on there. And in Virginia, one of the things that we saw.
Okay, number one, I don't know what Virginia has to do with the question that you got asked, but I have to go back. Can we run back what are the allegations against the Bidens in the White House? Can you?
Elected officials.
Like which one?
And I think this is what folks are concerned about. There's plenty of allegations against the current Biden White House and things that have gone on there.
What does that mean? Okay, I can make an allegation about something. I can say anything I want. I can literally sit here and say whatever I want about whoever I want. And it could be 100% false. I could make any allegation I want right now and then turn around and say, well, or someone could turn around and say, well, there's these allegations about, whatever I said. And it's like, okay, yeah, there's allegations about everything. Because you could say whatever the fuck you want, and people will believe it. What are the allegations? You have to break it down for me. Tell me. What do you mean? Is it the cocaine?
And in Virginia, one of the things that we saw was that parents standing up at school board meetings and demanding transparency and accountability in their children's education was.
Well, I'm so confused. How did he turn this into like an election campaign piece for himself? Like, bro, what does this have to do with Trump? Going on about parents and school boards and them wanting transparency in their education, like the public education system isn't unbelievably shitty in its own right. And then these, they want to sit there and say, these Republicans want to sit there and call teachers groomers when teachers are some of the most important people in our country. They do extremely hard work, and they get paid nothing to do that extremely hard work. Literally teaching the new generation of working class people, and they don't get paid enough to do it. And then you have people like this guy just making it worse.
Was met by the Justice Department of the United States with accusations of being terrorists that was alleged by one of the teachers' unions. I mean, this is the inconsistency that
was a really, 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 really disingenuous. And again, this is something. Just everything that Republicans say is disingenuous. Everything that they say is, at the most charitable I can be, a half truth, if that. Okay, it's just, why do they say weird shit like this? It's like, dude, I don't understand how people can believe this shit. Just eat this shit up that comes out of these politicians' mouths, the Republican ones. All this propaganda. It's just lazy. It's not even good. It's not even believable.
Virginians and I believe Americans see, and it's something that undermines people's trust in the system.
I don't understand how somebody being held accountable for things that they did that they weren't supposed to do makes people distrust the system. The system. What do you call that system? Because I would argue that Donald Trump, former president who tried to overthrow our democracy, literally tried to steal the election, a free and fair election, has gotten off pretty fucking easy, again, for someone who literally is one of the only presidents that's actually a traitor to the United States of America. He's one of the only ones. And he's gotten off pretty goddamn easy, in my opinion, and I'm sure I can't speak for anyone else. And Youngkin doesn't speak for me. I should have made that point way fucking earlier. And just another side point. Thank fucking God Virginia has a law that fucking governors cannot serve consecutive terms. Thank the fucking Lord on that one. Oh my good fucking Lord. I am so happy about that. I had to vent there about that. But, I can't speak for everyone when I say this, but I'm sure that there will be a good amount of people that agree with me when I say that Donald Trump has not suffered any consequences for January 6th. And that is just one thing. That's one thing that he did that was fucked up, okay? That was just the insurrection attempt. I'm not even talking about, the perfect phone calls, the perfect phone call that he made to Georgia, okay? I'm not talking about any of the other Trump scandals, huge Trump scandals. I'm not talking about his perfect phone call to Ukraine. I'm not talking about any of that shit. Just the insurrection alone. He suffered little to no consequences about that. Classified documents. You could name so many different things that Trump did that he was not supposed to do. And then Youngkin gets up there and says, "Well, this is a political prosecution. They're treating him like shit. This is going to make people distrust the system." No. Donald Trump being criminally prosecuted for the criminal offenses that he committed actually makes me have just the teeny bit of hope in the system. Teeny tiny bit of hope in our system, whatever he refers to as the system. I don't know if he means our legal or our justice system, which are one and the same, depending on what type of person you are in America. Unfortunately, that is the reality we live in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys never miss an upload.